Hi, this is Julieta Yang Orfiano. Welcome to my video. If this is your first time on my channel, please like, share, and subscribe so I can notify you if I have a new video. This is the continuation of part 2 about investment property, non-current financial assets, and assets held for sale. The topics that I discussed in part 2 are the following. First, funds for future use. Second, cash surrender value of life insurance policy. Third, long-term advances and deposits. Just click above or the link below this video to watch part 2. In this video, I am going to discuss the assets held for sale. The topics that I am going to discuss are the following. First, when to classify non-current assets as held for sale. Second, measurement of non-current assets held for sale. Third, the recognition. Fourth, presentation of a non-current asset classified as held for sale. And fifth, sample disclosures in the notes to financial statements. Non-current assets held for sale. The International Accounting Standards Board, or IASB, holds the view that introducing a classification of assets that are held for sale would substantially improve the information available to users of financial statements about assets to be sold. Reclassifying a non-current asset as held for sale indicates a signal to the users of the financial statements that there has been a change in the intended use for the asset. IFRS number 5, non-current assets held for sale and discontinued operations, prescribes the basis as to when to classify, how to measure, and how to present in the financial statements non-current assets held for sale. When to classify non-current assets as held for sale. Non-current assets should not be classified as current assets simply because the management of the enterprise intends to sell the asset or simply because the asset has reached its final 12 months of expected use by the entity. Assets classified as non-current are not reclassified as current until they meet the criteria to be classified as held for sale. Further, assets of a class that an entity would normally regard as non-current and are required exclusively with a view to resale are not classified as current unless they meet the criteria to be classified as held for sale. Basis for conclusion on IFRS number 5, paragraph number 10. An entity shall classify a non-current asset or disposal group as held for sale if its carrying amount will be recovered principally through a sale transaction rather than through continuing use. Paragraph number 6, IFRS number 5. Two conditions should be met to satisfy this criterion. Letter A, the asset must be available for immediate sale in its present condition, subject only to the terms that are usual and customary for sales of such assets. Letter B, the sale must highly probable. This means that number 1, the management is committed to a plan to sell the asset. Number 2, there must be an active program to locate a buyer and complete the plan of selling. Number 3, the sale should be expected to qualify for recognition as a completed sale within 1 year from the date of classification, unless the delay is caused by events or circumstances beyond the entity's control. When there is delay to complete the sale due to events and circumstances beyond the entity's control, the entity should demonstrate sufficient evidence that it remains committed to its plan to sell the asset. Otherwise, the asset cannot be classified as held for sale. When the said criteria are met after the reported period, even before the issuance of the financial statements, the entity shall not classify the asset as held for sale. The event is classified as a non-adjusting event that would require disclosure in the notes to financial statements. Measurement of non-current assets held for sale. When an entity initially classifies a non-current asset as held for sale, the entity shall measure the asset at the lower of its carrying amount and fair value, less cost to sell. When the sale is expected to occur beyond 1 year, the entity shall measure the cost to sell at their present value. Any increase in the present value of the cost to sell that arises from the passage of time shall be presented in profit or loss as a financing cost. Paragraph number 15 to 17, IFRS number 5. When at the date of initial classification and subsequent measurement of assets held for sale, the amount of fair value less cost to sell is less than the carrying amount, an impairment loss shall be recognized in profit or loss. While the asset is classified as held for sale, depreciation or amortization for the asset ceases. This is because depreciation and amortization are defined as allocation of the carrying amount of assets over the period of expected benefits. However, expenses attributable to liabilities of a disposal group or group of assets held for sale shall continue to be recognized. At the end of the reporting period, when the fair value less cost to sell decreases from the initial date of classifying the asset as held for sale, an impairment loss taken to profit or loss shall be recognized. An entity shall recognize a gain for any subsequent increase in fair value less cost to sell of an asset, but not in excess of the cumulative unrecovered impairment loss that has been recognized. The recognition, the difference between actual proceeds from the sale of the asset classified as held for sale and its carrying amount at the date of the sale shall be recognized as gain or loss in profit or loss section of the statement of comprehensive income in the period when the sale takes place. Illustration: on June 30, 2008, the Maligaya Enterprises decided to dispose of its manufacturing plant located in Leyte. The plant is carried at cost of 5 million pesos with accumulated depreciation of 2,200,000 pesos. Depreciation on the plant since it was acquired has been consistently provided at 400,000 pesos per year. The company outsourced the operations of the plant and undertook all the necessary actions to be able to classify the asset as held for sale. Maligaya estimated that it could sell the plant at its fair value of 2,500,000 pesos after incurring estimated selling costs of 200,000 pesos. On December 31st, 2008, the plant had not been sold, but market conditions indicated that there had been an increase in the fair value to 2,700,000 pesos. On February 1st, 2009, Maligaya was able to sell the plant for 2,750,000 pesos. The company paid disposal costs of 220,000 pesos. Give the entries to record the foregoing. Maligaya reports on a calendar year basis. Solution: 2008 June 30. Debit: plant held for sale 2,300,000 pesos. Debit: accumulated depreciation Leyte plant 2,200,000 pesos. Debit: impairment loss Leyte plant 500,000 pesos and credit Leyte plant for 5 million pesos. Fair value is 2,500,000 pesos. Estimated disposal cost 200,000 pesos. Fair value less disposal cost 2,300,000 pesos. Carrying amount is 2,800,000 pesos. Impairment loss 500,000 pesos. December 31st, debit plant held for sale 200,000 pesos. Credit impairment loss Leyte plant or recovery of previous impairment 200,000 pesos. New fair value 2,700,000 pesos. Disposal cost 200,000 pesos. Net 2,500,000 pesos. Previous carrying amount 2,300,000 pesos. Recovery 200,000 pesos. Year 2009, February 1st, debit cash 2,530,000 pesos. Computed as 2,750,000 pesos less 220,000 pesos. Credit plant held for sale 2,500,000 pesos. Credit gain on sale of Leyte plant 30,000 pesos. Presentation of a non-current asset classified as held for sale. An entity shall present a non-current asset as held for sale, and the assets of a disposal group classified as held for sale separately from other assets in the statement of financial position. The liabilities of a disposal group classified as held for sale shall be presented separately from other liabilities in the statement of financial position. Those assets and liabilities shall not be offset and presented as a single amount. The major classes of assets and liabilities classified as held for sale shall be separately disclosed either on the face of the statement of financial position or in the notes. An entity shall present separately any cumulative income or expenses recognized directly in equity relating to a non-current asset or disposal group classified as held for sale. Paragraph number 38, IFRS number 5. Thus, the presentation in an entity's statement of financial position of the disposal groups classified as held for sale can be shown as follows. From IFRS number 5, implementing guidelines, assets are shown in reverse order of liquidity. Liabilities that are directly attributable to assets held for sale shall likewise be presented as separate classification on the face of the statement of financial position. Sample disclosures in the notes to financial statements. The following are excerpts from the notes to financial statements of Nestle Corporation for the year ended December 31st, 2007. From Summary of Significant Accounting Policies. Assets held for sale. Non-current assets held for sale and disposal groups are presented separately in the current section of the Statement of Financial Position. Immediately before the initial classification of the assets and disposal groups as held for sale, the carrying amounts of the assets or all the assets and liabilities in the disposal groups are measured in accordance with their applicable accounting policy. Non-current assets held for sale and disposal groups are subsequently measured at the lower of their carrying amount and fair value, less cost to sell. Non-current assets held for sale and disposal groups are no longer depreciated. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you learned something from this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on my channel so I can notify you if I have a new video. Once again, this is Julieta Yang Orfiano. See you on my next video.